I'm Gary Bebow. I'm the CEO of WRHS Health System, and welcome to the February CEO Connection. The standard of this month is attitude. You know, of all the different standards, I really think that attitude is the very most important one. You know, not only in our personal lives, but in our professional careers, attitude really makes a difference. In fact, I think that an attitude will make the difference of whether you advance in your career or whether you do not. And so if I was going to give you one standard that I really believe is important, I would say attitude is it. You know, it makes such a difference not only in our personal lives, but for the lives of everybody else that we work with on a daily basis. So make a difference in your departments by exhibiting a positive attitude. Now, along the lines of positive attitude, it just so happened that yesterday I received 2 letters from patients or from members of patients who had recently had an experience at White River Medical Center. And I wanted to just talk to you a bit about a couple of those. One was a fellow that was here that was a result of an acute appendectomy. And you know, appendectomies can be very frightening. And he went on to talk about how his care went here and the great attitudes that the staff had. And he just couldn't be more praiseworthy. In fact, I wanted to quote to you one of the things that he said. He said, all these folks, and he mentioned like 7 people, 7 of our employees above in this letter, and he said, all these folks were very professional, friendly, and helpful, and WRMC is very lucky to have such a great staff. They see people at their worst and deal with a lot of bad situations and should be commended for their great work ethic and patience. That's attitude, and it really makes a difference in this man's stay. I got another letter from a loved one whose mother passed away here at the hospital, and she wrote me a letter about the experience that her mother had received here at the hospital. And again, one of the quotes, White River Medical Center is to be commended for the personal humanities shown to patients and families. We still grieve over the loss of our mother, but know she is at rest and was given ultimate dignity she so well deserved with a great attitude. You know, boy, if you ever want to really provide great patient care, if you want to create a great environment here at the hospital, focus on positive attitude. It really does make a difference. I wanted to talk about a couple of things else, other things that are happening at the hospital. We have a couple of physicians joining our staffs at White River Health System. In Stone County Medical Center, Dr. Anthony Anston, a family medicine physician, is joining Dr. Zini at Stone County Medical Center, and he'll begin February 1st. Dr. Anston has served in the emergency room up in Mountain View, and so he's already pretty well familiar with that community, and the community is familiar with him. And so, you know, Dr. Anston will be a great addition to that staff up there, so welcome him aboard. In addition, at White River Medical Center, we have Dr. Roger Hill, who's been working with us on more of a part-time basis for the last several months. He opens up his practice beginning of February as well, where he'll be a full-time cardiologist, interventionalist, seeing patients in Batesville. So there'll be more marketing and more awareness of these 2 physicians in months to come. But I can't tell you how important it is that we welcome these folks to our hospitals and make sure that they're successful. So be sure to play your part in that role. February is Heart Health Month. You know, one of the most significant diseases is cardiac illnesses. And so during this month, be particularly attentive to doing your checkups and be aware of the early signs of heart disease. And please take the precautions for not only yourself but for your families to prevent heart disease from becoming a major problem in your health. In the past, I always ask for suggestions in terms of things we might want for me to talk about. And one of the items that came aboard was our catastrophic pay policy. In that policy, employees can donate accrued benefit time to those who have had to use theirs due to an injury or other crisis. You know, so many of our employees do have illnesses that require the use of their time off, and so this is one way that we can help those that are in that need. If you're interested in participating in the catastrophic pay policy, contact Doc Sperlin at extension 1413. Finally, there's been a lot of discussion about the vote that will take place on March 11th regarding a sales tax in Sharp County to build a 19-bed hospital. At the same time, we are proposing to expand our healthcare clinic up there into an emergency satellite clinic. We believe that our solution is the best one from a long-term financial viability perspective, and we're going to take a very active role in making sure the population in Sharp County is aware of the differences between the two. You're going to read a lot about that in the next 50 days or so, and I want to encourage you to express interest in this and let others know of your opinion as well. You know, about 15% of the volume at White River Medical Center comes from zip codes north of Evening Shade. So it's obviously very important to us that that service area continues to look at Batesville for its medical care services. So in this next month and a half or so, be sure to stay up to date on what's happening here. Help in the way you can in terms of informing the population, the voters up there, so that we continue to be the dominant provider of health care in Sharp County. So that concludes my CEO Connection this month. I appreciate the hard work. I appreciate your emphasis on a positive attitude, and have a great month.